All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's video. There does not seem to be any audio right now, but I'm sure that will change in just a little bit. Um, I decided to start the video as they started the countdown because I have a lot to say about version 4.1. And for those of you who have been following some of my other videos, you may notice that the camera is off today. I am still recovering, and as soon as I'm a little bit more fully recovered, I will get the back on. But for now, no camera. So, version 4.1, I kind of slacked off a little bit. As I said, I had to do a lot of recovery during version 4.1, so I did not get as much done as I normally would have wanted to. Just in my stream last night, I finished getting Risley's story quest done, which but I'm still got a lot of world quests left to do in the newer area. So we'll go ahead and think kind of recap a little bit on version 4.1, some of the things I liked, some of the things that felt could have been better. Um, my biggest thing I enjoyed about version 4.1 was the flagship event. I have been a bit on a downturn with the flagship events because I felt like they haven't been up to the level of quality that we've come to expect from Genshin Impact in a lot of the previous versions. But I felt that 4.1 really stepped it up with the poetry festival. The mini games were fine, but I usually enjoy the flagship event based on the story. And I thought, even though I thought the initially that the choice of characters was kind of a little odd. As it went along, I think that they made the right choices on which characters to include. And one of the things I particularly liked was we had characters that perhaps got the best that were best used in that flagship event more than they've been used in any other time in Genshin Impact, specifically Diona for sure. Um, and Mika to an extent as well. Although I would say it's a little bit more impressive for Diona because she's practically been around Genshin Impact since the prologue, or whenever we met her in Mondstadt. So yeah, I really did enjoy that. As far as the Archon quests, Act 3 and Act 4, I I thought it was great. I do not regret one moment of how I did that because I did it without any of the statues of seven illuminated, which basically meant that my mini map was useless in Fortress. And I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it that way. I enjoyed kind of that really have without teleporting around everywhere, just walking from one place to the other. I thought that kind of made it a little bit. Um, that kind of worked a little bit better for me, anyway. Um, as far as the story of the two acts goes, I felt like I might have been able to take both acts, done some judicious editing, and smushed it into one act rather than having it be two separate acts. And then I could have had another act to do more of the story. Uh, I just feel like what we got done didn't necessarily need to be both acts, if that makes sense. Um, I also kind of felt the way that we left it. Yeah, we had a the ending was there to make it impressive for Nuvulet and the reveal that he is the Hydro Dragon. But I felt like maybe it was a little bit that was a little bit oversold because we're I'm kind of going under the impression that uh, we're going into Act Five with this program, and we're going to have to solve the prophecy once and for all. So that big thing of him pushing all of the primordial water back into the gate, we don't. It's impressive, but we don't really expect it's going to last for long. So to some extent, it kind of reduces the impact of that. Now, as far as Act 5, I suspect that we're going to get the redemption story for Farina, Act 5. If it's going to come, it has to come now at this point. We've there's really if it doesn't happen now, it never will. Um, you could make the argument that Arlecchino could get a redemption storyline. I don't honestly don't see that happening. I don't think that I am a big believer that the um, Fatui Harbingers are the villains of this story. They are the evil characters of the story. That doesn't mean that they won't have their fans, and it doesn't mean that. And yes, I let me just check to make sure I sound. Yes, I do. Okay, good. Um, it doesn't mean that they won't have their fans. And believe me, I've seen enough of movies and the like to understand that sometimes it's fun to root for the villains because they the heroes sometimes have to go in to do what they need to do. They have to look at things, make sure that they're not doing more harm than good. The villains go in and they just get it done. And, if they have to wipe out an entire city to get done what they need to get done, well, that city's toast. So, with that in mind, I'm looking at Arlecchino. Some people think that she is benevolent. I've never seen that at all. I watched her part in Act 4 over and over again to see if there was anything that I missed. And I, if Farina gave her the hydronosis, I would expect her to just turn to Fontaine, say "Sayonara, suckers," and be right back to Snezhnaya faster than the wind. So I don't think that child matters to her. I don't think the orphans matter to her. I don't think Fontaine matters to her. Um, that's just how I've read it. But Act Five's gonna come up, and we will all get to see whether I'm right or most likely wrong because I get stuff wrong in my predictions all the time. But anyway, looks like we're just about ready to start. So make sure I've.
Though it appears that you've managed to win over part of the crowd, some of your testimony doesn't add up. You can be rest assured that I, Farina, the god of justice, will get to the bottom of this matter. No detail shall escape me. Yes, that sounds perfect. A god must be firm. A god must not allow any detail to slip through the cracks. My dear citizens, just as the will of a god remains opaque to the understanding of mere mortals, so too is truth unmoved by even the strongest of wills. I will now speak to the defendant. If you honor the values of truth, justice, and divinity, then you are compelled to provide an accurate account of your actions. Hey, that's not bad. Now what's next? It It's so hard to predict how people are going to react. What should I say during the trial tomorrow?
Lady Farina, what are you doing?
Oh, Nervillette! As the god of justice, it is only expected that I should remain informed of every trial and make the necessary preparations. Is there something that you needed? If you wish to seek an audience with me, then please make an appointment with Sir Intendant Chevalmeron in advance.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, the Hydro Archon to be punished via the death sentence.
You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea.
Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful?
What's done is done. Just trust in me, your Archon. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. The show begins. Shower me with praise. Let my name echo in song. What's the news? Say cheese. Breaking news.
I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
The prophecy. Yes. What has been prophesied will be fulfilled. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning
Do not
of
resist.
justice.
This judgment is fair and just.
What is the meaning you would call
You have
this?
never been as
Justice?
superficial as you have presented yourself to be.
No more excuses.
Then why should we acknowledge it?
Fusolo, why did you deceive us?
Applaud and rejoice.
For just a moment. This isn't right.
The trial of the Hydro Archon.
Seem to remember
the floor will now
This
begin.
trial is...
I now understand the true purpose behind this position.
You are a devious one, Fusolo.
Everyone's dead. Papa, what should I do?
The prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
Well, that might be a bit of a problem.
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you. All will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial. Farewell, Nervillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Okay, well, you got things started off with a bang quite a bit. This kind of hints at something that I was a little bit wondering. I was kind of curious about is that we have fought all the other elemental dragons that we have met so far, and they've become weekly bosses. So I've always wondered if Nervillette might fall in that category. I feel like what we just saw kind of hints at that, at least. I'm not going to read too much into what we saw because try not to, because they give out a lot of spoilers sometimes in this section.
Hey, travelers! Welcome to the Genshin Impact version 4.2 special program. Woo! Yay! I'm Sarah
Sarah Miller-Cruz, the voice of the female traveler Lumine, and I'm joined today by 2 guests to bring you the latest news for the upcoming version. Okay, why don't you introduce yourselves?
All right, yeah, sounds good. I'll start. Hey everyone, I'm Amberly Connors, the voice of Farina, and I am super excited to be on this special program today. Travelers already met the Hydro Archon at the start of their journey in Fontaine. And as the story continues, how will this special god avert the crisis foretold in the prophecy? I hope everyone's excited to see what happens next.
I mean, I sure am. I'm at the edge of my seat. My name is Ray Chase, and I'm the voice of Neuvillette, the dragon sovereign of water and Eudex of Fontaine. I'm sure many of you already consider Neuvillette a very trustworthy partner, and I hope you look forward to seeing more of him in version 4.2.
Yes, for sure. Totally.
Yep.
Okay, so next, let's dive into the major content that we have coming in version 4.2. In the intro, Farina said we need to make an appointment with Surintendant Cheval Moran. So, she's really busy as Fontaine's Archon, and she's a pretty big celebrity at the Opera House. So, the special program team gave me an itinerary to follow, and it appears to show all of Farina's recent plans.
Farina's recent plans? Let me guess. She's going to be going to trial, and then another trial, and then another.
Actually, that sounds about right.
Okay, the itinerary seems pretty packed, so let's take a look at the first item. Oh, looks like Ray called it.
Wow. Yeah.
There is nothing more important to Farina than attending trials at the Opera House.
But this trial is a little different from the usual.
Ooh, interesting.
I know. I keep looking at the water rushing in. I'm like, what's happening?
Yes, it looks like there's some spotlights and it's like a curtain.
Seems like, maybe also Neuvillette is keeping an eye on things from behind the scenes, maybe?
Very serious.
He's always keeping an eye on stuff and always just a little bit disappointed.
Fair. Okay, in version 4.2, travelers will get to experience Act 5 of the Fontaine Archon quest, Masquerade of the Guilty. We'll team up with Fontainian friends to delve deeper into the hurricane of events and face the impending destruction foretold by the prophecy. Travelers will gradually unveil new facts behind this crisis and encounter an evil that has been lurking in the swirling depths.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh, swirling depths. Very spoopy. Right, so, the prophecy in Fontaine is on the brink of coming true. And this is possibly the greatest crisis we've faced in our journey through Teyvat.
Definitely. In version 4.1, we learned about this precarious situation involving the rising primordial seawater. Neuvillette barely arrived in time to hold back the seawater from engulfing the fortress of Meripede, but still, the water has reached Poisson.
Luckily, the crisis was averted by Navia's leadership of the Spina de Rosula. Though, we probably can't dismiss the assistance provided by the Knave either. Whatever her end goal may be, it seems like she sincerely wants to save Fontaine from the prophecy. But there's only so much that we can say. Travelers will have to go and play through the version themselves to discover the clues, adventures, and stories to come.
Yes, exactly. So be sure to play through, uncover hidden truths, and witness this epic chapter of Fontaine's history for yourself when Act 5 of the Archon quest becomes available.
Sounds good.
So exciting.
Right?
Hey, question. Have we forgotten a pretty important character who's been missing from the Fortress of Meripede?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Child?
Yeah. Where's Child?
We searched all over the fortress for him.
Yep. I guess we'll just have to live with the suspense for a little longer. Not ideal, but it's fine.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But we saw Child appear at the end of the last version's Archon quest, so it probably won't be long until we see him again.
Okay, good. But we really need to talk about Farina. She's confronted with because she's confronted with a crisis that's tough for even one of the great elemental dragons. Of course, Fontaine will have the travelers' help, but what choices will our Hydro Archon make in the face of the crisis?
Well, Just like the prophecy itself.
No,
all will be
that's
revealed
about what I
at the fated
expected.
time. But knowing Farina, perhaps she'll have made some preparations.
Once again, disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Come on, guys. Have some faith.
Okay, to bolster everyone's confidence in Farina, let's learn a little more about this one-of-a-kind Archon.
Why are you just standing there with your mouth gaping? You must be stunned and at a loss for words. Understandable. It is I, after all, Fontaine's most beloved star, Farina. I'm on a very tight schedule, so you're lucky to even get an appointment with me.
Oh my gosh, I love her outfit.
Yes. Oh, and her
That's
eyes,
one
each of
way
her are
to
different.
be
She's got
said.
little eyelashes and her hat.
Oh,
You know,
it's amazing.
you'd expect for a Hydro Archon that she'd have the best drip.
Oh?
Oh.
Yes. Ooh.
Okay, you know what? It seems as if she's
jokes.
always dressed like she's about to attend a performance. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's Fontaine's biggest celebrity for you. And speaking of drip, let's take a look at her combat abilities.
Yay!
Being too popular can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much?
But I did kind of suspect she would be a sword user, which looks like certainly looks like a sword. It's good.
Strike a pose. Let the world come alive. Whoa, that is
Wow.
so cool.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It is
like
hard
she
to
kind of like
tell from that exactly what.
Yes.
Very much. It's like all of her moves are
She
part of her
does.
performance.
Totally.
Aside from
also, look
what
at
we
her
normally
elemental burst.
expect from
Her
sword
presence
users.
really fills the stage. Everyone else is just an extra. Wait, so the creatures that Farina summons, they look a lot like the Fontimer aberrants that we've encountered before. There's a seahorse, a crab, an octopus, and they are all so cute.
Yep.
Oh, I love them. Me too. Oh my gosh, no, the octopus is even wearing a hat. What a distinguished little gentleman.
Correction here, Sarah. They're a bit different from Fontimer aberrants. I would know. To my knowledge, these creatures are Farina's, quote, honored guests. They even help manage her daily affairs.
Yes, exactly. So, Farina often invites guests to her tea party, which is known as the Salon Solitaire. And those creatures are actually special guests of the Salon Solitaire.
Aww.
And she even gave each member a name.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So you've got the maid, Mademoiselle Crabaletta. They're the best.
The crab, the one that's a crab, I assume.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And then you've got the housekeeper, Sir Intendant Chevalmeron.
Ah, there he is.
Seems to be going a little bit off on a tangent right now.
Gentilhomme Usher.
But anyway, while they're doing that,
is a stickler for pride.
it's.
Okay. So when
I'll
Farina
probably
says
need to see the
make an
test run
appointment with
before I
Intendant
know for
Chevalmeron,
sure whether I'll
this
want
is
to
who she was referring
go
to?
for her.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I didn't know it was so cute.
Exactly. Farina even makes him spew bubbles in her idol animation.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, I'm sure everyone is just itching to know more about the skills shown in that clip. So, Amber, why don't you take it away? Tell us everything.
Yes, you got it.
Yay!
So, Farina is a Hydro Sword user.
Okay.
She usually defaults to an Usia Arca alignment in combat. When in this state, her elemental skill invites the 3 members of the Salon Solitaire, Mademoiselle Crabaletta, Sir Intendant Chevalmeron, and Gentilhomme Usher to the stage.
I love it.
It's so cute. And, you know, these salon members will attack nearby opponents, prioritizing the target of the active character.
Ooh.
Their damage increases the more characters there are in the party over a certain HP amount.
Okay, I was listening to all that, but at the very top, you said that she usually defaults to an Usia Arca alignment. So she has more than one alignment?
Yes, exactly. Farina's charged attack not only deals physical damage, but also allows her to switch between Usia and Numa Arca alignments.
Whoa.
Wow. Based on what we just saw, it seems like her Arca alignment has an effect on her other skills as well.
And that's what you'd expect from
Farina's
the
elemental
Hydro
skill changes
Archon.
depending
So
on whether she is aligned
any
with Usia or
talks
Numa.
about someone else being the Hydro Archon, I think that's
Farina
pretty
uses
much
her
done now.
charged attack to switch to a Numa Arca alignment. Her elemental skill summons the Singer of Many Waters to provide healing to nearby party members.
Oh, nice.
Yes. The summons created by Farina's elemental skill will remain on the field for a period of time even after Farina is switched out. Farina's elemental burst deals damage to surrounding opponents. And when the party member's HP increases or decreases, Farina will accumulate fanfare points. That's my trumpet.
Amazing.
Farina increases the damage and the incoming healing bonus of nearby party members based on the amount of fanfare she has.
Wow, it seems like this fighting style really suits Farina's character. It's very showy and unpredictable.
Totally. I can already see the fluctuations in my team's HP bar. That healing skill might come in handy.
Yeah, for real. And due to her knowledge of Deepwater Aberrants, Farina's passive talent can decrease the cooldown on abilities gained from the xenochromatic Fontimer Aberrants.
Ooh.
Wow, you can say that again.
Yeah, and that'll make it even easier to uncover the secrets lurking in the depths.
Always the secrets lurking in the depths.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Whenever one of Farina's summons is on the field, Farina gains the ability to walk on water.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that is so cool.
Yes.
Hey, I actually saw that Farina's outfit changes whenever she switches between Arca alignments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good eye. You're correct.
Thank you.
It does change. But, you know, such is the charm of a celebrity, I suppose. Yes, so if you want to learn more about Farina, then be
And of
sure to
course she gets
accompany
her
her
story
on her
quest.
story quest, the Animula Kuraji chapter.
Ah, amazing. Okay, so next up we have another old friend to introduce. She's now able to join the traveler's party with her trusty companion, Monsieur Verite. That's right. It's Charlotte. Yay!
Oh, adorable.
So cute.
We've
I am
known Charlotte for a while
slightly
now.
surprised
the
that we're
traveler
getting
met
her
during
this
the
early.
Summoner Summit event, which took them on an adventure all over Teyvat.
Yes, that's right.
But-
Charlotte's hard-hitting spirit and determination
But
to
partly
uncover the
it's
truth
because
really leave an impression.
if
don't
there's
they?
anyone
That's right. During
who
her
had
journey
a-
in Fontaine, didn't she
a
treat
very
the traveler
remote
to a
chance of
magnificent
being
meal in order to
the
get a scoop about
Hydro
her rights?
Archon in disguise.
Though she didn't end up getting the interview that she
So
wanted
it
in the
did
end.
kind of make sense
But
to
I
put
don't think
them
that
on
will
the
deter
banner
her.
together
She'll
in
always
case
be in search
people
of
were
the truth. The world is her treasure
suspecting
chest,
that
and
she
only her
might have
camera
been
can determine its contents
Hydro
and
Archon.
the truths
But
they contain.
that was really that was never going
Of
to
her
be.
camera, Monsieur Verite just so happens
There's
to
just
be her
way
greatest
too much
assistant
that
and
points to
companion.
Farina being
They're
the
friends.
Hydro Archon.
Charlotte's
all along.
talent for photography is truly a marvel. No matter the subject or setting, her photos somehow always capture an unparalleled sense of
And I
artistry.
just felt that
The peerless
our
Monsieur Verite turns her photos into
second guessing the
eye-catching
Hydro
mementos.
Archon
In
was
fact,
really meant
many
to
Fontaines even cut the prints
really
out of the newspaper
what's
and
the
keep them as
story
clippings.
meant for us
That's
to do.
so cool.
in it.
And Monsieur Verite is so cute, even has his own little hat and tie.
I know! Charlotte actually commissioned both of those items from Chiori. She even commissioned Monsieur Verite's accessories in several different styles to match different interview settings. Isn't that cute?
Wow, that is
Aw.
pretty thoughtful. I suppose that just shows how much Charlotte cherishes her own Monsieur Verite.
Yes, it really does. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Charlotte's character showcase, shall we?
Ooh, let's do it.
yes.
If you keep your eyes peeled and your mind engaged, you'll find there's always a new story nearby just waiting to be discovered.
Yeah, so she's essentially another cryo catalyst.
Say cheese! Breaking news!
Whoa.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, she's really like moving around.
Yes! Honestly, it's just what you'd expect of a reporter for the Steambird. Even her combat skills involve taking photos. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and then, like, what a lively character. Her combat moves, like I was saying, she's moving around. They're super dynamic. It seems like she's
I don't know what
always on the move.
What if I
Moves on
really
the march.
expected anything
Exactly.
different.
Charlotte is an expert at applying the skills and talents that she's developed as a reporter to other areas of her life, and that includes combat. With her trusty companion, Monsieur Verite, she captures enemies from all angles, unleashing attacks while discovering and exposing their weaknesses.
Yes.
Honestly, I would expect nothing less from one of Fontaine's most famous reporters. Who knew
Now the
reporters could
question
do that,
is
though?
Charlotte
I didn't know
a
you could use them as a weapon.
4-star or
Hey, here you go,
5-star?
I guess.
Okay, here's some cool stuff. Charlotte's elemental skill applies snappy silhouette to opponents caught within the viewfinder of her camera. During this effect's duration, marked opponents will intermittently take damage.
Wow.
Holding Charlotte's elemental skill strengthens
This
these
is
effects
my
and
thought
applies
from the
focused
very beginning
impression
when
to
we saw her
opponents
in
instead.
the
Now her elemental burst
TCG
creates a news flash field
event
that continuously restores
is that
HP
she would
party
end up
members
being
within
a
its range.
4-star character.
Monsieur Verite, he's also going to join in and intermittently attack opponents during the duration of the ability. As an experienced reporter, Charlotte is an expert at adapting her methods to match the needs of her target. When paired with Fontaine characters, Charlotte receives
So I
a
wouldn't be
healing bonus.
surprised
When
if
paired with
Farina
non-Fontaine
is on phase
characters,
1
she
as a
receives
5-star,
cryo damage bonus.
and
Now
then
that is
Charlotte
not
would be
all.
on
There
phase
is
2
more.
as a
During the
4-star.
4.2 special event,
That's
travelers
what
can
I-
complete
that's
a quest
what
to
my
receive a
guess
special gadget
has been.
called the Zoom Lens. When Charlotte activates the Zoom Lens, it will trigger her passive talent called First Person Shutter.
Oh my gosh, that's
When you hold
amazing.
her elemental skill, the gadget will cause you to enter photo mode instead.
That is so cool.
Yup.
That is super rad. And, you know, I have a feeling some super cool pictures are going to come out of that.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to provide more information about the Zoom Lens and how to use it during the event overview portion.
So, Farina
that
and
feels-
Charlotte will
that-
both be featured in version
Oh,
4.2
she's gonna be the
event
4-star in the
wishes.
first
In
phase
the
with
first
Farina.
half of version 4.2,
So I might actually
we'll
get
have
her.
event wishes
Unlocked.
showcasing Farina and Baiju. During this time,
Baiju can
Charlotte
stay
will also
right where he
receive
is.
a huge drop rate boost.
I passed on him before, pass on him again.
Huge boost. A new 5-star sword, Splendor of Tranquil Waters, will be featured in the weapon event banner.
Huge sword.
We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that later.
In the second half of version 4.2, we'll have reruns for
Sino
and
and
Ayato.
Ayato just got
Let's
Xiao's
take a look at what other
full-arm
information we
again,
can learn from
just
Farina's
now.
itinerary.
Now I was thinking that Sino
It
might be the
looks
one
like
I
she's
would want to
investigating
give it to.
something. Oh, there's even a report attached.
Tell us what it says.
Okay, I will. It says, strange rumblings have been heard in the depths of Fontaine.
All devouring. Okay, so it's Child's whale that's
It's
gonna be
here
the new.
already?
I'm assuming this is. I'm assuming that this is gonna be the next
Well,
week
well,
boss right
well. It looks like it's in a sea of pink and blue stars. That's so pretty.
Oh, I remember this whale. I recognize this whale.
Wait, yeah. Isn't this the whale that the traveler saw in Child's vision at the end of the version 4.1 Archon quest?
Yep, it's the same
Yes,
one.
it was.
After ravaging its way through the primordial sea, this otherworldly creature has at long last broken the seal and descended upon Fontaine.
Ooh, it's real
Wait.
big. It feels like it might even burst straight through the screen.
Oh, I hope not. I get this feeling that this isn't the type of opponent that we can just brute force our way through, you know?
Exactly. In the first phase, it will use its gigantic size to target the traveler with massive AoE attacks from all directions. Dodging is definitely your friend with this one.
Oh boy. Okay. So there also seems to be sort of a progress bar next to the boss's HP bar.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Okay, since we can't outfight it, we'll have to outsmart it instead. The creature just freed itself from captivity and is brimming with anger. So if you can find a way to capitalize on that anger, perhaps you'll also find its weaknesses.
Oh, okay. Wait, is somebody being eaten? Is it even possible?
possible to survive something like that? I guess here it is. Ooh.
This is an entirely different space, it looks like. And there's a new enemy here with a massive sword. Oh, these summoned creatures also look vaguely familiar to me.
I wonder what the deal is with all of this. Perhaps defeating this mysterious enemy within this space will be the key to defeating the whale? Travelers will need to experiment for themselves.
Ooh, yeah. All truths will be revealed in version 4.2.
Well said. Oh man, this boss looks really, really tough. What happens if we, for some reason, can't defeat it?
Ooh. Okay.
I have a feeling that I'm going to think the same thing about Tartaglia at the end of Act 5 that I thought at the end of Act 4.
Lower the difficulty of the boss if travelers are struggling to defeat them during a main quest. Hopefully, this provides a smoother gaming experience for travelers to enjoy.
Oh, I love that. Now we don't need to worry about getting stuck while trying to advance the main story.
Totally.
Hey, that was a lot of information, wasn't it? Can we take a short little break while we have a look at the second redemption code, maybe?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I just feel Tartaglia is, I know people like him. He's a family man. He's the guy who almost wiped out Liyue Harbor. He's more trouble than he's worth, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Take that with however you want. And okay, so I guess I feel like I'm probably going to pull for free, no matter what. I mean, unless she is a complete wimp at the end of Act 5, which nothing we saw would indicate that that's the direction that they're going.
Hello,
I am
travelers.
surprised
Welcome back to the version
that
4.2
they
special
put
program.
Brina and Charlotte on the same banner.
Yay! So, we've
It's
introduced
good.
new
I'm
characters,
surprised
new
that they
plot
did
lines,
that.
and a new boss. But I hope you're still eager for new content, travelers, because there's still more to come. Let's take a look at what other information we can learn from Furina's itinerary. Okay, aside from investigating crises, it seems like our Hydro Archon also goes on occasional excursions throughout Fontaine. Who knew she did all this work behind the scenes?
I certainly didn't.
Well, you know,
Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to get
scout
this.
out a place for one of her tea parties.
Oh.
Farina and excuses.
That tower. We knew it was going to show
Hey,
up.
it seems like the places Farina has chosen to visit this time.
Those
feature
of
some
us who
peculiar landscapes.
bothered to
Oh,
look at it.
yeah. It looks like Farina is in Aranea's forest on the east side of Fontaine. And that's right behind the Opera House.
What a cool place! Although, it does kind of look like it could be hiding some secrets.
Definitely wouldn't be a video game if there weren't secrets.
Oh,
Things
yeah.
are definitely not what they seem here. For example, strange things
I
have been happening
really
in the water
need to
veins around Loch Ranea. As
get
you can
caught
see,
up on
a
the
strong
world
windstorm
quests.
has gathered around the vortex rising from the middle of the lake. It's almost like it's preventing certain things from getting closer and forcibly pushing other things away. And take a look at this, the foggy forest path.
That fog is really thick.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the foggy forest path. And what about this area? The weeping willow of the lake.
Ooh, it looks all withered and
And
spooky.
the water doesn't look quite right. Like it's cloudy or something. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Exactly. It seems like Farina also realized something was off. It looks like she headed underwater to investigate. And what did she find? A number of contaminated bacterial mats.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of, there are always new things to discover beneath Fontaine's waters. In this update, we'll encounter a new type of Fontamer aberrant, the xenochromatic ball octopus. Travelers can borrow its abilities to cleanse away the contamination clots and contamination cores from the bacterial mats. Pretty cool. In addition, with the help of a special device, travelers will be able to use this creature's abilities on the surface as well. They may be the key to solving certain puzzles or perhaps even powering certain objects. but we'll leave that for you to discover.
Ooh.
To learn more about the story behind the new Araneus Forest region, be sure to check out the version 4.2 world quest called The Wild Fairy of Araneus. I'll give you a hint. Melazines are involved.
What? Melazines? Really?
Melazines.
Oh, then it would certainly be a world quest that you won't want to skip.
To the south of Araneus Forest, you'll find the Mort region. There, a singular tower stands tall above an island in the middle of the sea. Perhaps it's also guarding some unspeakable secrets.
Ooh. Actually, it looks like that's the very next stop on Farina's itinerary, so let's go check it out. Okay, I bet a bunch of travelers noticed this tower since they've arrived in Fontaine. I'm so excited that we finally get to check it out.
Yes, same. Yeah, in version 4.2, the sealed ruin tower is the focus of a quest series called Search in the Algae Sea. I know. And after unlocking 4 seals along its perimeter, the tower and its long buried secrets will be unveiled to us.
Oh, amazing! Okay, it would feel great to finally demystify all the secrets churning under the seemingly calm waters.
Yes, I want answers. I also we all want answers. I also heard this quest has something to do with the primordial sea. It seems like there's a very important and very ancient story behind it all.
That is very right. New stories are always unfolding in Fontaine, whether above water or below. And this is not limited to the 2 new regions in this update. The prophesied earthquake woke up new life forms in other places where destinies intersect.
And yet another new boss.
Destinies! In certain underwater cave, a new life form is waking up. It has greater and more diverse powers of transformation while in combat.
Like a
so
super
don't let your guard down,
idol.
travelers.
Yes. And some places still seem to tell the stories of events long past, no matter how long they've been abandoned. So in this update, travelers can also look forward to the climax of the Narcissan Croix's adventure questline that was introduced over the last 2 versions. And there might even be an unexpected surprise waiting at the end.
What? A surprise! I can't wait to see what it is.
Same.
All right, there's a lot to discover in the new areas of the map, but Farina's itinerary doesn't stop there. Oh, wait, it looks like she's arranged to spend some time with her subjects.
Aw.
Farina is pretty personable. Who's to say? She might even make an appearance at the events taking place in Fontaine.
Speaking of, let's move on to the event portion.
All right, the Fontaine Fishing Association has recently posted a commission
Oh,
investigating
they're
the
gonna
rumors
make
of
me
water
pull
imps near
Fremenade.
Araneus Island.
Ooh, another investigation.
I know.
Oh, and Fremenade seems to be involved. That little clockwork penguin next to him must be one of his other companions. But it doesn't look like Pear.
Actually, its name is Thelxie. The name comes from a Fontanian fairy tale that describes a terrifying creature that lives underwater. Adults would use the story to keep children away from the shore. As the story goes, children who play by the water are food for Thelxie to devour.
Ooh, yeah, for real. Ugh, well, children must be pretty afraid of that creature.
I know, right? It does seem a little unusual for Fremenade to give this little penguin a name like that. There must be some other reason.
Wait, hey, does this event also have something to do with this clockwork penguin?
Absolutely. In this event, we'll be helping Fremenade make some improvements to this little clockwork penguin. There will be a total of 3 main stages to the event. As for the first stage, we'll repair the penguin by fixing its circuits and reconnecting the motherboard. In return, the little guy will help us out on our journey.
Oh, I love
Pretty cool.
that.
As our journey progresses,
Why
we'll
didn't
collect
we
colorful
get this
shells,
in
corals, and other
4.0?
items which can be used to outfit our little friend with weapons and equipment. Which brings us to the second stage of the event, using an echoing conch to search underwater and find the items that we need for the penguin.
And, what happens if we run into certain speed bumps on our adventure? You know, like monsters, puzzles, and all that
If you've
jazz.
seen
Well, it
me
seems like the perfect
play
opportunity for a
the
little penguin ready to
Arclight
shine.
quest, and you know I've
Exactly.
been
In the
very
third
critical
stage
of
of the event,
how
the
they've
Clockwork Penguin will
portrayed
help us
Fremenade
defeat
up to this
monsters
point.
lurking around a specific
They've
domain and obtain any treasures
Practically,
that they may be
they
guarding.
practically relegated
Of course,
him to being
the Clockwork
almost
Penguin will
a
provide different buffs in each battle to help travelers emerge victorious.
Whoa.
Now, as for the story behind these battles,
kind of like
travelers
a
will just have
red
to find
shirt
out for
in
themselves.
Star Trek.
Let's see.
Because
After helping the penguin,
he was,
next item on the
he
itinerary
barely
is...
did anything in Act 1.
Oh,
I don't
the
think he
cute
was in
little
Act
fungi
2
are
at
back.
all. And
Hania, a friend
his
we
big
met in Sumeru,
moment
has arrived in Fontaine to promote
all of
Lil Fungi's
4.1
fantastic
was
fiesta.
almost getting dissolved by the waters of the primordial sea when he finally had a chance to shine. So,
It's time to shine!
Yay!
so hopefully we're
Travelers may
going to
notice
get
some
something
differences
good
in this
for him.
update's fungi event.
Finally.
Aside from taking place in Fontaine, the gameplay has also been optimized. Previously, we led the Lil Fungi in battle against Mechanici. This time, we'll have the opportunity to challenge a whole host of powerful monsters.
Awesome. Travelers will be able to command a variety of fungi, adjusting their movement to target different enemies. And don't forget to use marvelous gels to instruct the little fungi to unleash powerful skills.
Yeah! Travelers will hopefully enjoy playing with the fungi more than ever.
Here's hoping. We actually have a little note here to pass along from our developer friends. It's the note. Someone holding. While they hope to make the little fungi and some other events permanent so travelers can play at any time, the team feels that the current design doesn't adequately sustain long-term gameplay. So they're going to continue iterating, optimizing, and improving this event while also working hard to develop interesting content that is relevant to the overall game. Thanks, devs.
Yeah, thanks!
All right. Okay, let's take a look at what else Farina's itinerary has in store. Oh, it's the Graph Adversarial Technology Experiment Log. I'm more than ready to fight some adversaries. Let me at 'em!
I wish I could, but it doesn't actually involve fighting. A researcher obsessed with graph adversarial technology has made great contributions to the study of counter-criminal image recognition. She believes that her research can help her achieve great success. But her scholarly responsibilities make it difficult for her to collect the field samples that she needs.
I'm guessing this is where the traveler comes in.
Okay, you're not wrong. But Pauline's request is actually pretty reasonable. To receive rewards, simply submit photographs of 5 different sample types that match the characteristic that's given on each day.
Sounds simple enough.
You can also exchange these samples with your friends. You might be able to find useful references for the samples that you need to collect in the Adventure Archive. At the end of the quest, travelers will receive a special gift from Pauline.
Ooh.
That's right. It's the zoom lens we mentioned during Charlotte's character introduction.
Oh, how fun.
To use it, just equip the camera and activate the zoom lens in your inventory. The zoom lens can be attached to all cameras obtained in the game up to this point. When equipped with other characters, the zoom lens won't be able to be used in combat, but if you switch to Charlotte and hold her elemental skill, you'll be able to snap pics with zoom lens even while fighting.
Wow.
You can even use it in domains.
Ooh.
Double whoa. Oh my
That's
gosh,
probably
awesome.
not
And
something
I
that can be
bet travelers
trusted
will be able to
with,
capture
be
some
honest.
amazing moments in co-op mode too.
And even if you miss the chance to participate
So
in
if
the
you don't
event,
want to
there's
see
no
me
need to worry.
overusing
Travelers will still be able to obtain the
Charlotte's
zoom lens after the
camera
event
skill,
ends.
you better hope I don't pull her.
It seems like Farina has also learned of the existence of a domain shrouded in mist. Travelers who master the leyline features and put together the strongest party will be able to easily beat their opponents.
Now, less experienced travelers like myself don't need to worry either. Using trial characters and taking advantage of the buffs brought about by the leyline are also great ways to come out on top.
That's right. And travelers who are more confident in their combat skills can choose to jump straight to the final challenge. Also, the Leyline Overflow event will return at the end of version 4.2. Now might be the perfect time to start building your parties.
Oh,
Hopefully,
right.
you're all excited for the
forgot
fabulous
to do
events
the
that version
current
4.2 has in
overflow
store.
event.
But there are still more surprises to share.
Yay!
Oh, let's get into them.
How many
Well, before
days
we get
are
into them,
this?
let's take a quick
well,
break
that's
to
all right.
have a look
They're
at the final redemption
comic
code for
books.
today. See you in a bit.
Okay.
I'm not even sure it's well. I need the order ones for Risley. Need whatever. I would imagine it would be the justice ones for Rena, right? And whatever for Charlotte. Yeah. I mean, I'm all for Fremine being a relevant character. Don't get me wrong. I'm just a little bummed that he hasn't been relevant up to this point. And when at the one point that we thought he would be relevant, he basically built up all of his diving expertise and bonuses only to feed him to the waters of the Primordial Sea and almost get him killed. It was, I don't know.
Welcome back, travelers! Okay, I just took a look at Lady Farina's itinerary, and it seems we've actually reached the end. Aww, I know. So we've submitted our appointment request to Surintendant Cheval Moran. While we're waiting to hear back, let's see
this
what
is a pretty short
we have for the upcoming version.
Preview.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so first up is the Quick Challenge feature for weekly bosses. New players or players who prefer to spend their time exploring may have yet to unlock certain weekly bosses, and it's difficult to raise new characters when you can't access the boss drops needed to ascend a certain character.
Totally
true.
In version 4.2, travelers who are at adventure rank 40 or above will have the option to quick challenge a weekly boss by navigating to the Trounce Domain section of the Adventure Handbook. All weekly bosses will be available to challenge, except Storm Terror and the Wolf of the North.
Nice.
Yeah,
now
that would
we don't
make
have
no
to wait to advance
sense
the story before we
for
can
them
level
to
up a
be.
new character's talents and skills.
Exactly. Also, we're introducing an update to Genius Invocation TCG. In version 4.2, 3 new character cards and 5 new action cards will be added. There will also be an Accelerate Duel feature, which will provide a smoother gaming experience. Pretty cool stuff. After the version 4.2 update, deck sharing codes will also be available. Use them to show off your strongest deck or take inspiration from other travelers.
That's cool.
That's awesome. And, you know, since the number of card combinations just keeps increasing, the number of decks a player can save has been increased from 10 to 20.
Double.
20, wow.
Double. And in addition, both the
Double
maximum number of starting slots and the number of slots unlocked at each player level upgrade have been increased from
Nilu,
2 to 4.
Baiju, and Dory?
Double again!
The developers have also made a number of optimizations to the Genius Invocation TCG interface.
Heated Battle Mode and the Forge Realms Temper Endless Swarm will also return in version 4.2.
Ooh, and in addition to the updates made to Genius Invocation TCG, returning travelers will enjoy ample login rewards and exploration guidance courtesy of the Genshin Impact Project team. May those returning to Devat have a happy reunion.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah. Plus, a new story keep privilege has also been added so that returning travelers can enjoy new story quests and hangout events.
Amazing! Red notification dots have also been optimized. Notifications that have already been cleared will no longer reappear when logging in on a different platform.
Yo.
Quest optimizations will also be available in version 4.2. The first one pertains to unlocking story quests. Travelers will now get to choose whether to accept a story quest after unlocking it.
Whoa, nice. And
Oh,
that
was a long time coming.
The update has also made notifications about prerequisite quests even clearer, making it easier for players to proceed to certain content.
That's awesome.
Okay, great. Oh, and it seems like that's all we have for the latest version update. I guess that means it's time for the 4.2 special program to come to a close.
Oh, I know. Well, there's so much exciting stuff happening, and I know personally, aside from all the intrigue around the story and characters, I'm personally very jazzed for the Fun Guy events.
Yes, how can you not be? They keep on adding so much cool stuff to this game. For me, I love the idea of the combat camera, but for me and Monsieur Neuvillette, we are here for the Melusines.
Well, this has been so much fun with both of you. I'm really grateful we could all be here today together. And honestly, I'm just really glad that we're gonna get to see how all these mysteries unfold. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll have a nice ending in 4.2. We'll have to see. But that's it for the version 4.2 special program. Thank you so much, everybody, and see you all in game.
Bye.
Bye. Toodaloo!
Oh, there you have it. We'll just wait until the stream actually ends to make sure that this is how we're ending it. Certainly looks like that's it. And there we go. All right. Well, so thoughts on this. I am happy to see that Act 5 looks like it's going to be the climax of the story. I think they pretty much told us that from the very beginning. So it's hard to tell much about the flagship event. I mean, the flagship event could be good, could be bad. It'll just come down to what has in store for us. So, as far as the banners, I fully expect I'm going to try to pull for Rena. I have enough wishes stored up that I should be able to pull her if I want to. Will I go for the weapon on this banner? Probably not, but we'll see. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. I am going to get going. I might have to schedule some more streams so I can get through some of the world quests, because I feel like I'm going to want to be further along with the world quests than I am right now. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. I will hopefully have my camera next time. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, consider subscribing to this channel, and following me on Twitter or on Twitch. It's early. I've only had one cup of coffee so far. Follow me on Twitch, where I stream Genshin Impact twice a week. And let me know in the comments what you thought. In the comments how entertaining it is that I don't know the difference between Twitch and Twitter, even though Twitter doesn't exist anymore, and I didn't have a Twitter account when Twitter was a thing. Anyway, that's it for me. See you next time.